welcome to the Huntington Stadium tonight for the pre-season friendly game between York City Knights and Leeds Rhinos on a blustery and damp early February evening. The Knights are fielding essentially a team of possibles, not probables, against the Rhinos under-20s academy side, who we expect to be quick and well organised. We'll take a look at the teams, which actually in the Knights case encompasses 24, the 13 normally on the field and 11 substitutes. For the away side, the Leeds Rhinos, number 1, Tom Carroll, number 2, Mo Agoro, number 3, Jake Normington, number 4, George Elliott, 5, Jamel Chisholm, 6, Aaron Brown, 7, Rory Kettlewell, number 8, Matty Siren, number 9, Danny McIntosh, 10, Matthew Nicholson, 11, Jared Stewart, 12, Jordan Hyde, 13, Callum Casey. Substitutes 15, Brad Singleton, 16, Stevie Ward, 19, Danny Bravo, 18, Jack Carville, and 17, Danny Smith. And for the Knights, number 20 at fullback, Sean Carmody, 26, Dan Moles, 17, Jordan Rice, number 4, Lee Waterman. On the other wing, number 11, Ben Dent. In the halfbacks, 24, Mark Barlow, 27, Scott Woods. And the forwards, 15, Adam Howard, 23, Paul Stamp, 32, Davy Burns at prop, 25, Stevie Lewis, 33, Adam Caddy, and at loose forward, number 13, Ryan Esders. Substitutes for possible substitutes for the Knights tonight: 29, Henry Mitchell, 35, Jamie Fraser, 36, Ben Hepworth, 18, Tyler Craig, 14, Dan Fairclough, 19, Chris Binning, 22, Tom Holmes, 28, Andy Gray, 34, Zach Johnson, 30, Danny Norton, and 16, Ashwin Stanley. And that's the Knights who get the game underway there. And the Rhinos in possession, coming forward in this very attractive pink and black kit that they're using tonight, shining out under these floodlights at the Huntington Stadium. Very quick off the defensive line there, the Knights, and forcing him back. Good work there. That was Adam Caddy involved, one of the younger members of the Knights outfit tonight. Rhinos working their way out of their own half, just moving up towards the halfway line now. Adam Howard there, the Knights prop in with the challenge. Running the ball into contact there again, the Rhinos just on halfway. Fifth tackle, and the kick through comes there from number 9, Danny McIntosh. And well collected and run back. Knights now on the 20-metre line, trying to move the ball out of defence. As I say, we're expecting Leeds Rhinos to be very well organised tonight, and they'll keep a good defensive line, I'm sure of that. Adam Howard then, hungry for work again, as he was in the fixture on Sunday at Gateshead Thunder. In possession again, driving forward. He's a bit of a man mountain and takes quite a bit of stopping, and 3 Leeds Rhinos tacklers in there at him. York on the move forward, some quick work there, getting them up to the halfway line. And Scott Woods now, he's looking for the kick, crossfield kick over to the right-hand side of the pitch. Didn't really carry in this wind, going to be difficult tonight on that score, and collected by the Rhinos. Now working their way out of defence. That's Mo Agoro there, player who spent some time playing for Dridlington, who were one of the Premier Pennine League sides. And again, moving the ball quickly there. That was reputedly the fastest man in rugby league. That was Jamel Chisholm, but he didn't get too much space there to use that speed. Maybe just made a yard or two before he was tackled. Leeds Rhinos again in possession. They're coming off the back of a couple of friendlies against championship sides. They played Hunslet, the Hunslet Hawks at Hunslet, and came away with a victory in the Lazenby Cup game, but then found Featherstone Rovers a much tougher handful, and went down to a defeat there against a strong Featherstone side. Penalty there awarded by referee Gareth Evans. And a chance for the York City Knights to clear their lines. Mark Barlow, the former Batley Bulldogs player, kicking the ball into touch. And Lee Waterman plays the ball to Dan Mole. Dan Mole, who's had a couple of handy friendly games Up to now, always looks lively and busy. Knights again busy in their work, bringing the Knights player down to ground. Was Adam Caddy again, the second row. Paul Stamp waiting there at the play of the ball in those blue boots that he wears. Lee Waterman now. Bit of a points machine for the Knights last season. Top scorer in the Championship 1 division. And we'll be expecting to rack up some points again in the higher division this season. Little chip over the defence, caught by Dan Mole, and perhaps a little hint of offside, but certainly nothing given by the referee. Rhinos back in possession on the turnover there. Paul Stamp offloads the ball there.
track the next scrum by number 13, sponsored by Brian Watson, Ryan Estes.
It's right inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Successful completion now, 2 scores to the next score for Ryan
there with the attempted conversion, but unsuccessful. So the lead, into touch by at least 3 Leeds tacklers there. Rory Kettlewell was one of them that was involved, and Moagoro as well.
Really glad he's got the Traggers beauty today.
Nice little pass from Lee Water. Yeah, good cheek inside for Dan.
No, it's size 8.
Pretty easy for Moagoro, it took it quite well there. A decent chase.
The try for the Leeds Rhinos, scored by number 6, Aaron Brown. Substitution for the Rhinos coming onto the field of play is number 15. That's Brad Singleton replacing number 10, Matthew Nicholson.
Two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Leeds Rhinos on the attack there. Going left. Good tackle there from Mark Barlow.
wrapping the player up, not allowing him to make any progress, but a good position for the Rhinos. Ball out wide, and there's a good pass out there that got Jamel Chisholm in, and that try is going to count. That levels the score up at 4 points all. The speedy winger there, the pass was well timed, and he was right out there on the touchline and able to go over in the corner.
Try for the Rhinos, score by number 5. Sorry, try for the Rhinos, score by number 5, Jamel Chisholm. The conversion there from the Rhinos number 1, that's Tom Carroll, brings the scores to the next 4, the Rhinos 6.
I'll sort it out after. It won't work.
And the double substitution for the Knights coming on 34, Zach Johnson, and 29, Henry Mitchell, replacing 15, Adam Howard, and 32, David Burns.
He wonders where
Substitutions for the Knights coming on 19, Chris Green replacing 13, Ryan Estes, and 32, David Burns replacing 34, Zach Johnson. The substitution for the Rhinos coming onto the field of play, 14 Liam Wood and 17 Daniel Smith. And don't forget to pay a visit to the Knights kiosk situated next to the main turnstile. where a range of cotton quality snacks and drinks are available. Remember, the club retains 100% of the profits of the sales from this outlet, so please use where possible.
Go on, Freya. Go on, Dave. Tackle eyes like that.
Substitution for the next coming on number 35, Jamie Fraser, replacing 32, David Williams.
see the problem. The wire's off. I might be able to sort it out, I don't know.
Rhinos is scoring 14 William Hook and completed by Tom Carroll, finish the score. So next score, the Rhinos 12. Substitution for the next, to number 28, that's Andy Gray, replacing 23, and that's Paul Stamp. Try for the Rhinos, score by number 17, Daniel Smith. And a successful conversion there from number 1, Tom Carroll. Brings the half-time scores to the Knights 4, the Rhinos 18.
It's off, Bob.
Second try. Liam on. Yeah, right, go.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 1.
Right, I'd like to welcome onto the pitch two rugby teams from Birmingham School, Birmingham Year 11s and Birmingham Year 8s. Both these teams reached the second round of the National Carnegie Champion Schools competition. This is a massive feat from a school from York. They both qualified undefeated through the York Eats to reach the national championships. Year 11s got beaten by a school from Wakefield, and so did the Year 8s, which shows, how far behind the but we are getting there. Now, one of the stars of the Year 11 team, Fraser, is going to ask a couple of questions. Fraser, what's it like for a school like Birmingham to reach the last 32 of the national competition with the league? It's alright.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
How do you think it'll go? Now you're looking at the Year 8s in the same round as you. How do you think they'll do against the Orange? And is that all you've got? Anything else?
End of schedule.
Can we have a big round of applause, please, for both teams from Birmingham School?
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you very much, and well done.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. 1, 2. It's working. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, I'm alright.
1, 2.
Yeah, we just have to.
Should be alright.
Treat it with that brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back onto the pitch the Leeds Rhinos.
2 on.
And let's give a big York roar for the York City Knights.
Players back out on the field for the second half of this pre-season friendly. The York City Knights entertaining Leeds Rhinos. Just a quick resume of the first half. Score Knights 4, an early try by Ryan Esders. But in reply, 3 tries, 3 converted tries for the Rhinos. Jamel Chisholm, the speedy winger, Liam Hood and Danny Smith, who went in for the third try, all converted by fullback Tom Carroll. And Leeds Rhinos have kicked off, and it's the Knights trying to work away in defence here, about 30 metres from their own line. A little scoot there by Andy Gray and an offload. Good tackling again, and here's a big guy. This is Jamie Fraser, number 35 on his back, and he's just taking a little bit of stopping. Andy Gray again. He's shown up well in the pre-season friendlies. He offloads to Henry Mitchell. Henry Mitchell brought to ground just into the Leeds Rhinos half. Here's Mark Barlow. Puts a tidy little kick through, but it's well gathered by Jamel Chisholm, and you certainly don't need to give that guy a lot of space. He's very, very quick, as he proved when he went in for that try in the first half. Some work there by Tom Carroll, the fullback. Spent some time with Hunslet Warriors, also with Featherstone Lions. Leeds Rhinos coming away. It's not getting any warmer out here, and that's a good break. That looks like possibly George Elliott there. He's offloaded inside to Rory Kettlewell, and they're not going to catch him. Rory Kettlewell goes in for the 4th try of the evening. About 3 minutes into the second half there. And as I said a little earlier, he spent some time with the Wigan Academy, and he looks a good prospect. Score now, York City Knights 4, the Leeds Rhinos 22. This will be Tom Carroll hoping to keep up his 100% record with the conversions. Knights regrouping under the post. Looks like Mark Barlow's having a word with his charges there, and telling them possibly that the defence needs to be a little bit tighter. Gareth Evans calls time off as Tom Carroll makes sure he's got this ball teed up where he wants it. Kicking into the wind, and the wind has taken care of that ball, knocked it off its tee. Expecting quite a raft of interchanges in this second half. The Knights with 11 substitutes on the bench, Rhinos with only 6, but most of them have already made an appearance in the first half. Tom Carroll comes up, right-footed, and that one's between the posts as well, so he does maintain that record, 4 from 4. The score now, York City Knights 4, the Leeds Rhinos 24. Advances to suggest that if the Knights are going to get back into this game, they're going to have to be next on the scoreboard. Sean Carmody, the young full-back, he's going to restart. Hefty old wind behind him now, and it's blowing pretty strong. Nice pick-up. I think that was Tom Carroll, the full-back there, that picked that up on the half volley. Mark Barlow, one of those in at the tackle. Rhinos into the teeth of this strengthening wind. That's Danny Smith there, and he's got some famous relations. You may remember Tony Smith, who was at Wigan and Wakefield. Danny's his nephew, and he's part of this England under-20s academy training squad, and looks like a good prospect. Liam Hood working the ball away on the right there, and forced into touch. Good defence from the Knights. Round of back slaps there for that challenge that got the Leeds player over the touchline. Lee Waterman, who was sin-binned towards the end of the first half for what is known these days as a professional foul. He's back on the field. He's 10 minutes served, and he'll be looking to get back into the action. Stevie Lewis, formerly of course with Wakefield Wildcats, who have been in the news this week. And Fraser again there, brought down to ground. Matthew Nicholson, one of those in at the tackle from the Rhinos, and in again at the tackle there. Liam Hood, the other one. Good reverse ball there. I think that was possibly Scott Woods with a reverse ball. Andy Gray waits at the play of the ball, goes left. Scott Woods ships the ball out. That's Lee Waterman. His strength taking him forward. But they've turned the ball over. The offload from Waterman going to Leeds Rhinos' pair of hands. And that's Mo Goro. They're quite impressed with him, the young winger in the first half. Showed a lot of strength and was always busy in the action. Looks as though he can tackle as well, which is a bit of a novelty for a winger. Shouldn't say that, I'll have some wingers after me. Leeds working the ball away again. Good long pass there. Well, almost a good long pass. Possibly drifted forward on the wind there. A little bit harsh, but Jake Normington, who's a biggish unit for a centre, denied the opportunity to go downfield, and Jamel Chisholm was hunting his second try there, hoping for the offload. Mark Barlow feeds the scrum just in Rhinos territory. Gareth Evans, referee, not happy with that. Here we go again. Mark Barlow, Lee Waterman. Scored a lot of points last season for the York City Knights. We'll be hoping to do so again. Obviously the Knights in action, Northern Rail Cup action on Sunday at Barrow Raiders. Andy Gray offloads to Jamie Fraser, once more held up by the Leeds Rhinos defence, which has looked pretty watertight most of the evening. Just that early try for Ryan Esders on the deficit side for them. Ten metres away now, Andy Gray looks to go left with the ball. Scott Woods, and that pass didn't find its intended target, which I think was Sean Carmody. He was coming up in support from fullback, but ball not going to hand. He's managed to retrieve it, but the Knights have lost something in the region of 15 metres or so there. Trying the short side and pull back, and I think that may well have been a forward pass out there on the left side. Danny Bravo plays the ball. Just hanging back a little bit, the Knights defensive line, and allowing the Rhinos possibly a few more yards than they ought. Tom Carroll, Stevie Ward, he came on after about 30 minutes in the first half and had one tremendous run, stopped close to the line by a desperate Knights tackle, and he looks impressive. He's another of these England Academy boys. Liam Hood, he's away again. This could be Liam Hood's second try. It is the former Dudley Hill Junior across in Bradford there. Very, very nippy, and a little body swerve, and he's got him in under the post for another try for the Leeds Rhinos. 28 points to 4. Two or three replacements lining up here for the night, looking to come on. We've got the young trialist from York Rugby Union, prop Ben Hepworth. He's waiting in the wings. Danny Fairclough, former New Earswick full-back. He's also going to be introduced to the play. We've got number 22 also. And 16, which is Ashwin Stanley. Tom Holmes, number 22, the Malton youngster. Tom Carroll lines his kick up again into the wind, but should present no problems to him from his position. And that's 5 out of 5. And 30 points to 4 now to the Leeds Rhinos. Coming off for the Knights, Henry Mitchell. Young Fraser and Mark Barlow having a rest there after a decent stint for the former Batley Bulldogs player. Also spent some time playing in France with Albi and Carcassonne. He'll be hoping he's going back there on Easter Monday to face Toulouse. Lee Waterman with the restart for the Knights. High one drifting on the wind and misjudged by, I think it was Rory Kettlewell, and the ball then drifted. It was actually Danny McIntosh that misjudged that high kick. Ball runs out dead, and the Rhinos are going to have to restart from under their own post. Liam Hood here with the drop out from under his own post. And that's ball back again, drifts out. Went a surprisingly long way against this wind, but the Knights now in a real position where they should be able to set up their second try. Danny Fairclough driving the ball in. Held up about 5 metres short. Ball swung left. Scott Woods, little offload. But again, good defence from the Leeds Rhinos. Ryan Esders looks as though he's done for the night. He's coming to sit up in the box here with us. Knight still with a chance of some points on the board here. Andy Gray goes to the left. Scott Woods again. And that's a great tackle there. It looked for all the world like a Knights try. And then a knock on, and the chance has gone. Sean Carmody there, the fullback, young fullback, running onto the ball but couldn't take the pass. It was rather bulleted at him. And Leeds Rhinos will be able to restart from their 20. Leeds Rhinos, this young academy team looks very quick. They do everything with a purpose and quite positive in everything they're doing. That's Jake Normington. Fends off a couple of Knights tacklers, but is eventually brought to ground. Liam Hood again, he's looked impressive since he came on. Tried to get Jamel Chisholm away. Good challenge there. Ashwin Stanley is one of the players in there, and Sean Carmody was the other one who made the tackle. Rhinos, Liam Hood waiting, gets the ball to number 6 there, Aaron Brown. He tried a little grubber kick through, but well collected by the Knights. Sean Carmody was tidying things up. He's had a tidy game back there. Danny Fairclough, but he's well held, muscled up in defence there. 3 Leeds Rhinos tacklers bringing him to ground. Brad Singleton, one of those, another of the England Academy players. And One of these players that the Leeds Rhinos Academy bring down from Cumbria. They have 2 or 3 out here tonight. He came down from Barrow Island, used to play his junior rugby up there. Long kick and a decent kick over the back of the Rhinos defence there. Pins the Rhinos back into their own 20 metres. Yeah, it may well have been a 40-20. Just looking to see the referee confirm that. Was indeed Knights' ball. So again, the Knights setting up a position to try and add to their tally. Tom Holmes now operating at scrum half. Ball seemed to stick in the back feet of the scrum there, but he's managed to gather it and make a few yards. And Andy Gray going to the left again. Everything seems to have gone left in this second half, and I don't know whether that's Leeds Rhinos defence finding that fairly easy to read. Comes back the other way now, but again the Rhinos defence very quickly up in the Knights youngsters' faces. Wind getting ever stronger and rattling things around and whistling through the stand here. Good ball to the left, Lee Waterman gets the ball out onto the left wing there, but closed down by the Knights scrambling defence. It was Mo Agoro making the tackle. And a penalty there for offside against the Knights player. May have been Stevie Lewis.
Coming onto the field of play for the Rhinos is number 9, Danny McIntosh.
Danny McIntosh, the Rhinos starting number 9, coming back onto the field. He was very impressive in the first half, put a good stint in. Looks as though we've lost one of the Knights players to an injury here. May well be Tom Holmes. Looks as though he's taken a knock. Johnny Trumbull there, the physio, having a look at him. And the reintroduction for the Knights of this big prop, Adam Howard.
15, Adam Howard.
Good tackling there by the Knights defence, driving the Rhinos back. Ben Epworth involved. Rhinos here in centre field, about 35 metres out. Good offload, that's Callum Casey driving the ball in. Adam Howard was one of those that brought him to ground. Seems as though he puts a pretty effective tackle in. Rory Kettlewell swirling all over that ball. Sean Carmody got there, did spill the ball behind him, and was able to retrieve it. Makes a yard or two back up the field. Strong wind at the backs for the Knights here, but not really giving them too much advantage really. Adam Howard and Stevie Lewis, that familiar headband of his. Tries a little step inside, but once more cut down there by Brad Singleton. They've missed very few tackles tonight, this young Rhinos side. Been very impressive defensively. Scott Woods pops the kick in. Collected by fullback Tom Carroll. Side steps, beats another player and gets the Rhinos back to their 30-metre line. That's Mo Agoro at the play of the ball. Good to see the winger come in and look for some work. That'll impress his coach Damien Gibson. Damien Gibson, the former Halifax and Castleford player, who's now in charge of the under-20 squad with a little bit of help from Barry McDermott and one or two others at the Rhinos. Jake Normington off there to Aaron Brown. And Matty Siren. Stevie Ward makes another 5 metres and the Rhinos handily placed again. Rory Kettlewell, no time to work, a little bit of magic there. He's brought to ground by Stevie Lewis. Danny McIntosh And that's a good offload, and that's strong work there. I think that was possibly Jared Stewart going over for the try under the post, but I'll just confirm that in a second.
And the try for Leeds Rhinos there, scored by number 15, Brad Singleton.
That was Brad Singleton there under the post. Just his power getting him over the line, and the Knights defence not able to stop him. 34 points to 4 now in the Rhinos' favour. Coach Dave Woods was saying that there are possibly 4 or 5 shirts still up for grabs for Sunday's game at Barrow, or jumpers as Dave will call them. Tom Carroll right in front of the post, into the wind, but should be pretty easy just to pop this one over and take the score to 36 points to 4. And he does so.
And a successful conversion there from number 1, Tom Carroll, brings the Scots to a nice score, the Rhinos 36.
Lee Waterman to restart for the Knights. Again, puts the ball up pretty high there. Rory Kettlemill. He's put the ball down again and was judged to have knocked it forwards, although from this angle it did seem to drift back towards the Rhinos line. Not easy in this wind, and obviously the floodlights as well playing their part, I suppose. Knights forming the scrum, about 15 minutes left on the clock. Ball collected, well, again, referee Evans not happy with the scrum as it reformed again. The ball goes left, well taken above his head by young Scott Woods. Ducked under one challenge, but was then caught with another one. And Andy Gray. Knights looking for a chink in this Rhinos' armour, see where they can notch another try. Adam Howard drives the ball in, almost breaks through, but once again 2 Rhinos tacklers bringing him to ground, 1 high, 1 low down. Ball out wide, 1 bounce into the hands of Dan Mole. Again, no space out wide, good shuffling defence from the Rhinos defence. Sean Carmody joins the line again. Within about 6 or 7 metres now of the Rhinos line. Kick through, and that's gone straight into the arms of the Rhinos player. He's breaking downfield now. That's Aaron Brown, and a great chase back. Ball swung wide, and really a chance blown there by the Leeds Rhinos. Mo Agoro not able to get onto the end of that wide pass out onto the right hand side. But a great breakout of defence by the Leeds Rhinos, and an excellent cover tackle there by the Knights in defence. One of the Rhinos players just having a little attention down here in front of us. I think it's possibly Aaron Brown who took a knock in that last break.
Rhinos, we have number 11, Jared Stewart, replacing number 6, Aaron Brown.
Knights come back again just on halfway. That's Adam Howard again. Very distinctive and very easy to recognise. Not giving up the Knights here, and determined to notch another try before we get to the end of this game, certainly. Ash Brinnin puts the ball out to the left there, and it's collected well by Lee Waterman. This is going to be that try for the Knights. It is running a good angle there, Lee Waterman. Chris Brinnin just chipped that ball up, and Waterman was onto it like a shot, running the angle and able to beat the defence and going under the post. Second try of the night for York City Knights. Brings their total to 8 against the Leeds Rhinos' impressive tally of 36.
For the try tonight's cover, number 4, sponsored by Ken Rock and Co Accountants, Lee Waterman.
Lee Waterman now will attempt to convert his own kick when he gets a kick in tee. Not like the old days when there used to be a nice old pile of muck kicked up to pop the ball onto. Groundsman these days always thankful for that. Struggled a bit with the kicking up at Gateshead Thunder, and to the derision of some of the Gateshead Thunder fans who kept calling him Dennis. But I'm sure he's going to pop this one over. And he duly does so. York City Knights 10, Leeds Rhinos 36. Another interchange there for the Knights. That's Scott Woods coming off the half-back, and Henry Mitchell, number 29, has gone back on. That ball straight out from the Leeds Rhinos, ball back, and once again the Knights will be able to make some progress from the halfway line. We seem to be short of a ball now. Once produced from the far side of the field, Andy Gray will be able to get proceedings back underway again. And he offloads to Jamie Fraser. Up into contact but driven back, and that's good work there from the Leeds Rhinos youngsters. Adam Howard got that ball a little bit later than he really wanted, and some of the impetus was taken out of his drive forward. Knights trying to work the ball down the left-hand side. There's a break up the middle there, a missed tackle, not been too many of those from the Rhinos tonight. And the Knights going for another try, 2 in a row. Nice to see the Knights plugging away, and more points on the board. Chance for Lee Waterman to convert that try again. Danny McIntosh, I think it was, who missed the tackle for the Leeds Rhinos and seems to have taken a knock in that action, but being treated now by the Leeds physio. Waterman converts the try.
And the try tonight scored by David Burns and converted by Lee Waterman.
Score now is York City Knights 16, Leeds Rhinos 36. Prop Davy Burns was the one who went in for the try. Came to the Knights from local amateur club York Acorn last year, and then only really featured in a couple of games before he took an injury, but certainly looking to press his claims for a place on a regular basis this season. Different option there taken by Rory Kettlewell, sort of scuffed that ball into the ground to try and make it bounce up a little bit. Taken by the big prop there, Adam Howard. Andy Gray to the other of the big guys out there for the Knights at the moment. Jamie Fraser once more pumping those legs, trying to get forward. Three Knights tacklers in, three Rhinos tacklers in there. Brad Singleton was one of them. Jack Carville, another one. Guy with an interesting second name, Jack Nicklaus Carville, after the American golfer. Penalty to the Knights. Ball pumped away into touch. That was Adam Caddy, who's back on. Had a stint, first 20 minutes of the game. He's back on now, back in the action. Andy Gray once more directing operations. Shown up well in the pre-season friendlies, young Andy Gray. Davy Burns again there. Turns his shoulder into the Leeds Rhinos player, Brad Singleton it was. Good mazy run there, getting the Knights closer to this try line. I think that was Chris Brinning there going from the play of the ball, and he looks as though he's probably held up. The Rhinos restart. That was Callum Casey, and a bad error there. Really little bit of frantic work and the ball going to ground, and gifted possession back to the Knights. Little bit of afters and the touch judge is in. Flag waving in the wind. Referee is going to have a word and see what's gone off. Little bit of handbags behind play. Conversation going on as it does. What did you see? Who was it, my friend? Leeds Rhinos player being pulled out for a telling off. I think it may well be Callum Casey. Mr. Evans warms his ears up on a cold night. Was indeed Callum Casey. Penalty to the Knights. And Adam Howard, he's been, in his 2 stints on the field tonight, he's been really hungry for work and has always looked strong going forward. Looks as though he might be a handy player the Knights have picked up there from the amateur game. Also had a stint in rugby union as well. Adam Caddy with the offload. Step back inside. Adam Howard again. He'd like to get himself on the scoreboard. Yeah. Trying to stretch out and get that ball down, just couldn't manage it. That looks like a try awarded to Knights number 30 there, Danny Norton. Little step and clever little step through the Rhinos' defence, and the Knights are on the board again, pegging this deficit back bit by bit as the game goes on.
The try for the Knights, scored by number 30, Danny Norton.
That was indeed Danny Norton there that went in for that try, and 10 minutes to go in this game, and the gap down to 16, down to 14 if the Knights can add this conversion. Dan Mole with the attempted conversion, and a bit of a shank there in golfing terms, past the right hand post. As soon as it caught the wind, it was away and gone.
The scores, the Knights 20, the Rhinos 36.
Still 3 scores in it, so still a lot of work to do for the Knights if they're going to come back into and take the spoils here in this game, but they've certainly had the upper hand in the last 20 minutes or so. Rhinos to restart. Good to see Rory Kettlewell trying different options there from the restart. Well dealt with in the Knights defence. Davy Burns again, he's looked impressive since he came back on. Andy Gray waits again, comes to the right hand side with the ball this time. Knights are now approaching Rhinos territory. Adam Howard, I'm sure he'll get over the gain line there. He does, tries the offload, it's a bit scruffy, ball's gone to ground. Seemed to be a knock on, but referee Evans is letting the play go, and Danny Norton makes a good 20 metres down this right hand side. Andy Gray, Adam Howard. Been very impressed with the big guy tonight. I was impressed with him on Sunday at Gateshead, and very much so again tonight. There's Ben Hepworth. The prop trying to use his strength to force his way over, hauled down a couple of metres short. Knights again with a chance of going over. Andy Gray tries a little scoop, tries to get it under the post, but the Rhinos defence are alive to that one. Hanging on a bit here, the Leeds Rhinos academy side. One of their number jumps out of defence, but not to any detriment, and Scrambly defence has covered things over there on the left-hand side of the field. May well have been Sean Carmody there going for the line. I think he's lost the ball in the tackle, and no, it looks as though the referee has deemed held up over the line and taking him back to play the ball from the 10-metre line. Yeah, not one of the better kicks we've seen tonight. That one flew away on the wind very, very quickly. Bit of a miscue. That was Matty Nicholson there. Another one with a rugby league playing father who used to play at Wigan. Danny Smith. Another loose pass from the Rhinos. It's pretty scrappy and scruffy, some of the work they're putting in this second half, and can't imagine that coach Damien Gibson's too happy with that, really. Knights with yet another chance to go forward. Andy Gray trying to work something round the back of the scrum there, but well caught.
597. Thank you for all your support.
Match attendance are just short of 600 people on a cold Wednesday night here at the Huntington Stadium. We've been well entertained. It's been a good game between two young sides. Andy Gray again tries a little scoop forward again. Danny Norton swings the ball to the left. It's Chris Brinning. And Dan Mole there popping up in the centres, and little jink one way and a jink the other way gets him down to the 10-metre line. Knights in pole position again here. Little grubber kick through, and that's gone a long way. Good work, tidier kickers we've seen all night. Good chase. Rhinos pinned back in behind their own try line and gonna have to restart from under their own posts. Good pressure from the Knights. Repeat set coming. Yeah, that was Dan Mole there looking for a gap that wasn't really there. And Danny Fairclough drives the ball forward. Still bobbing and weaving away, trying to see whether there's any more gaps in this Rhinos defence that will present another try for the Knights. Again, another half break there. Just brought down short of the line. Dan Mole, good offload. Danny Fairclough tries the offload, but the ball lost forward, and that's going to be Rhinos' possession. And the opportunity to relieve some of this pressure, which has been almost incessant really for the last 20-25 minutes of this game. I would think, given the way that, things have gone, really, particularly in the first half with the score that the Knights were facing at half-time, I would think Coach Dave Woods and his assistant Mick Ramsden will be pretty happy with the way the Knights youngsters have gone in this second half. Andy Gray again, he's put in a good stint. Very tidy in all his work. Long pass from Danny Norton. Don't really think it was intended for the player that tried to take it out the air, but the Knights have made something of it. They've retrieved the ball and again brought down just close to the line. Hint of a forward pass there, but Knights have got away with it. The last tackle. See whether they can get another repeat set here. Kick's going to come, I think. Does indeed. And it's just a little bit long and runs dead, and Rhinos will restart on their own 20-metre line. They've had very, very little time in the Knights half in this second half. Offload there from Danny Smith, and again a floaty sort of a pass that didn't really go anywhere. Here's the flyer, Jamel Chisholm. He's lost the ball now. Look as though we're possibly going with first knock on. We are indeed, and it's Leeds Rhinos ball. Again, another untidy scrum, and referee Gareth Evans not happy. Callum Casey feeding the scrum. This is a good break. Very good break here from number 4. This is George Elliott. Fantastic try right on the hooter there from George Elliott. One of the York lads who plays for Leeds Carnegie Rugby Union, or did do in the past, but tremendous break from about 40 metres out, looping round the outside of the Knights' defence to go in for the last try of the game and take the Rhinos up to 40 points.
Final hooter, a try from the Rhinos, number 4, George Elliott.
Looks as though we're going to go ahead with a kick. Hooter having gone, so the Knights are not going to better their 20 points that they've got on the board, but the Rhinos may well take it to 42. Been a good game on a cold evening here, and a good run out for both sides. York obviously now looking forward to the game at Barrow Raiders on Sunday in the Northern Rail Cup. I think it's Rory Kettlewell with the attempted conversion, and that's successful. So the final score here tonight, the York City Knights 20, Leeds Rhinos 42.
Leeds Rhinos 42. And don't forget, our next match is on the 6th of February, 2 p.m. kick-off against Barrow Regulars. That's up in Barrow. So we hope to see you very soon again. And don't forget to join the players in bar 13 for a drink.